Hello, my friends. Amy with Campbell Creations, and today I get to use Sam's Bead Box Wendy Safari September 2025, and we are making, look at here, some good stuff. So the goal is double strand necklace, beautiful dangle, bracelet, pair of earrings. And look at my mat. Isn't it so pretty? I'm really excited about this one. Really excited about this one. I had to pull some things from my stash because I have used all of these things from the box. But this set is like happiness for me. Happiness. We're going to be stacking some bead caps. We're mixing some metals. We have some beautiful bright crisp colors, and this is a fall set. So let's get going. Now, actually, first, last night I hit 5,000 subscribers, you guys. 5,000 subscribers. I'm super excited about that. So watch for this weekend because I'm going to be putting out a very special tutorial that is the 5K giveaway. And I can't wait. Okay, so let's make this set. Let's start with the focal. So we are using from the box this beautiful leaf. Is that not so beautiful? And as soon as I saw this from the box, I was like, I have leaves that match that. So I get to use them. So I'm really excited about that as well. And for this focal, we're going to make it, pretty simple. It's not going to be, too complex at all, but it's going to look cool. So let's get going. So what I'm going to be doing with this guy here is I have a ball head pin, and this is a Tough Stuff ball head pin that's antique bronze. So we're just going to do a simple loop with this one, and what I want to do with it is first I want to embellish what's going to be down here on this ball. And so what I was thinking is I'm going to take a little 3mm bead cap, and these are the 3mm bead caps that I get from Fire Mountain, so it's gold. So I'm going to pop that gold one on there like that. So we have that bronze with the ball, we have the gold with the little, and then I'm going to put on a little 5mm bronze bead cap on that. Okay, so we're going to be stacking these, and that is what it looks like, and I think it's just super cool. I love it. And so with this, I'm going to just put this right through our leaf, and when I put this through our leaf, you see how cool that looks? Super happy. On the back, I'm just going to hold on to this with my thumb, and I'm going to pop up the back. I'm going to pop it straight up. Okay, so he's going to be hanging. He can go like this, but he can't go like that. Okay, and then I'm wanting to secure this back here, and I want a little bit of embellishment that goes up from it. So what I was thinking is I was going to use a couple crimp tubes down here. So I'm going to crimp tube down here at the bottom. It just kind of makes sure that this kind of stays a little more in place. And then let's see here. I think what I'm just wanting is maybe gold with one of these little green drucks. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there, and I'll bead cap that. Come on. Then I think I'm just going to put one of those on top too. Now, actually, I think I want to see that gold a little better. You see how it's down here a little bit lower? So let's do this. Let's come in here and put two of these. That way one of them pops up for sure. Yeah, I like that. And then I think I'm just going to stick with gold on this, on that antique bronze head pin. So I'll re-bead cap him. Put one here sitting on top. Yeah, I like that. That's what I'm looking for. That to just set right there. And I'm just going to do a simple loop with this. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, go straight back, and I'm wanting to make that tight. Okay, so it's right on top of that crimp tube that I'm using for a spacer. And so we're looking at it like this. Trim that off. It has been a crazy busy day at work, absolutely crazy. But I wanted to record this yesterday and did not get a chance to do it because I was so busy at work. And so today I was like, done. I don't care. As soon as I get off work, I am doing this. And so I am. Okay, so a little simple loop here. Make sure he's closed all the way. Let me give him a little bit more of a kickback. And I told you he is a tough stuff head pin. He does not mess around. So this is what we're looking at. So here's from the side. And then from the front here. I can close him a little bit better, so I'll do that. I am in the market for a new pair of round nose pliers because those just have so much give to them. He's not very straight. You see how he's a little crooked? They just have so much give to them that I need them to be more sturdy for me. I just really do. There, a little bit better. Okay, so there is that guy. And what I'm going to connect this to, I'm going to be using some 22 gauge gold wire. I have this cut to about 5 inches. I don't necessarily need 5 inches. I just pulled off a piece and cut it. You know, there's that. We're going to put the we're going to do the second part of this focal. So I do want a wrapped loop on here. Come in here. Pop in that wrap. I have had so much fun with this box. I don't know if I told you, and you'll see I'm wearing a couple of the bracelets that I made the other day, but I am definitely using everything and then some because I have been so sparked, so sparked. It has just been amazing. And actually, hold on guys, I'm gonna cut this off because I think I want to connect it directly to another piece and I don't want to build it backwards, so let's do that. I actually didn't think about that at all until just now. We just need a couple wraps on that. Open him up. And what I'm wanting to connect him to is this. I love this little leaf. So I got this on Amazon and it came, let me see, here we go. It came with the silver and the antique bronze and pretty good price, but I love it because it's angled up here. So that loop is angled back and then it has that bottom loop to hang things from and just fun, just so much fun. So I'm going to connect that here. Then I'm looking for just a couple wraps, so I only need a couple going on here. Just something for that security. Yeah, that'll do. Him up, make sure that he's good. And then this, what's actually going to happen is this is going to be connected down here, okay, with some other fun stuff, okay, but we're going to go ahead and build this other part that goes up. So from here, I definitely want to stack some bead caps, and so let me get just a couple more. Actually, I meant to get a couple more before I started this and I didn't, so let's do that. I wanted a couple more just sitting out here. There we go, because we are going to be all about the bead caps today. Lots and lots of bead caps. Lots of them. Okay, so at the bottom of this I am going to do one of those 3mm gold bead caps, okay, and then I'm going to pop on one of our antique bronze. And then now we are going to start stacking. So what I'm looking to do is I want, let's see, I think I want this guy. So I have some of these, and these are the bendable kind of filigree I really like them. I really like them. And we're using lots of these stackables. And these gold stackables, actually, I just ordered silver just like it because I love them so much. So actually, here we go. So I ordered them on Amazon and they came through Panda Haul. And so here's the silver that is essentially the same as that gold. So it comes in all sorts of fun goodies, like all sorts of good stuff. Just loads and loads of fun in a little bitty package. My happiness. My happiness. So I think I'm going to start with this antique bronze at the bottom. And I want to put, so he's facing up, right? So he's coming up like this. And then what I'm wanting to go down is this gold one. Okay, so this gold one, I love that it has a little divot in here. And so I'm going to pop that gold one on and then look at what happens instinctively, automatically. Isn't that so cool? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Super. And so in this, I'm going to pop this guy on. So now he's just sitting there and he has this goodness that's kind of nestled up underneath of him. And that is just, oh, so fun. But we're not done. No. We're not done. We're not done. So on top of this, what I'm thinking is I actually put these in order of what I wanted them to be. So the one that we just used here that was like this, I'm going to put on going down. Okay, so I want it to be down on top. So he's facing down on top of that guy. And then I'm going to do one of those antique bronze facing up so that you see that kind of there. You see how it gives that layering? I really, really like that. I really like that. That's what I'm going for. And then I'm going to do another one of these gold facing up to where it just kind of nestles in there, kind of sets in there. I'm going to do another one of these here. So you see that layering effect we're getting? So fun. And then finally, this super fun guy. Love this guy. So he's just sitting in there on top with his little, dots coming up. I love it so much. And what's going to make it really good is taking that beautiful bicone and setting him right down in there. Right? Is that not so much fun? I love stacking things. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. And so this beauty is what we are rocking out for that big portion of the focal. So on top of this though, of course I want a little more layering. I want a little more going on, but not crazily. And so I'm going to put on a gold bead cap. So this is just one of those 5-petal bead caps that I stuck on top. And then on top of that, I'm going to do this antique bronze 5mm. On top of that, I'm going to do one of our 3mm gold. Okay, so we are just layering crazy and it's oh so fun. But I wanted to put another green pop in here, so that's when I brought out that druck. And so this druck I'm wanting to bead cap with that antique bronze. So I'm going to put that antique bronze on there. And this is our focal. With, of course, this guy. He's going to be hanging down below here in just a minute. Right? So what I want to make sure of before I do the wrapped loop on the top is I want this bottom loop going like this so that it hangs like so. Right? I want that guy just like that. And so I'm going to do the wrapped loop up top, and I can go ahead and close off this wrapped loop because of how we're going to connect it to the necklace. So let's go in here with my round nose pliers. Okay, I'm going to come all the way down on top. And ooh, it would be fun if I had, yeah, I think I want one. I want one of those little crimp tubes. Tell me that wouldn't look cute sitting on top. Why not add another layer? I mean, add another layer. That's fun. Yes, add another layer. Look, big difference. Favorite. And actually, you guys, the earrings that I'm going to be doing for this is very possibly my favorite earrings that I have ever made. ever. When I'm telling you that I have had a blast, just an absolute blast, that is no exaggeration. Just so much fun. Okay, so we'll wrap him around. Look at him from the side. Ah! Oh, so good. Actually, I'm going to bring in my pliers. Make sure I get this nice and tight. So I'm a little shaky. I did not get a lunch break today, and I don't care if I haven't eaten because all I want to do is record this and make this piece while I can. Things are always so crazy anymore, just busy, busy. And it's because, you know, I have so many babies in the house, and work has just been insanity. But hey, you know, it's good to have work. Okay, so here is this portion of our focal. Oh, I'm just so happy with it. I just absolutely adore it, adore it. So what I've also done is, look at my tweezers here, I went ahead and left these dangles. So what I've done is I have a jump ring with 3 dangles on them, okay? And the dangles, because I've used all of the orange now for everything, the orange that came in the box, that's what's in the center. And with that orange that's in the center, you see that teeny tiny little speck of green? It's a 15O seed bead in peridot color. And then on the 2 sides, I'm using cubic zirconia. Aren't those just beautiful? And I put a little crimp tube at the top before I wrapped them. So this, okay, this is going to be connecting with this, okay, and it's going to kind of hang down and dangle on top of. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to come in, I'm going to open this guy up, and I'm going to pop him onto the back of this leaf. Okay, so we'll get him connected. So right here, we'll just pop that right on. Close it up. He wants to move. Okay, make sure he's good and closed. So that's what we have so far. And then it is going to be dangling over our little guy here. Now I'm thinking that I want him to hang down a little bit further. So let's take a peek. So if I put this down on there, he would be hanging about there. Yeah, I want him to come down a little bit. So one sec, let me grab a couple jump rings. Grab that one. Let's go ahead and do 2. So I think what I'll do is this guy, and because that crimp tube wants to pop up through there, that tells me he's still not closed all the way, and as we can see, he is not. So let me make sure he is good and closed and tight down in there. There we go. And so this little one, I believe I will connect with this because I want lots of movement, and I also want it hanging down to where these dangles are kind of sitting on top of. So I'm going to pop this on here, and I'll go ahead and put our other jump ring on there. I'll close him up real good. Okay, so then I'll grab that bigger jump ring, and I'll connect it to our leaf. So come on this back side, and I'll connect that here. And actually, I better make sure he's going to hang right. So if this is connected this way, then he needs to be going to the side. And so if he's going to go on this way, I'm going to grab from the other side because of the way I'm going to do that connection. Okay, so I'm going to pull him, pop him up here, grab a hold of this, and then pop that on. Then we'll check and make sure I was right. All I see is lots of gold. No, he needs to be closer. There we go. Okay, so let's put this to the side. Let's see how we're looking. And yeah, isn't this so pretty? Oh, I love stacking things. I love it. I love it. Now down here, I saw that he could be just a little bit better. Here I am still struggling with this one little deal here. Okay. So yeah, that is our focal. Everything has nice fluid movement and is beautiful. So let me make sure this is nice and straight. Okay. Because we are going to be connecting that to our necklace. So there's our focal. Love it. Happiness. Right there on my bead mat. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling in for the 2-strand necklace. I have 2 different kinds of soft flex because it is the last of these 2 soft flex. I just got my order in for all of my soft flex that I ordered, so I have loads now, which is needed. So one of them is the fluorite color in medium, the other is bone color in medium. So let me see here, one's just a little bit longer than the other. So yeah, the fluorite is longer, so it's going to be for our bottom strand, and that means it's cut to 13 inches, and this one is to 12. Okay, so for our second strand, we're doing 12 there. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and connect our focal. Okay, so get that focal knocked out and put right down on there because it is focal for sure. Okay, so there we go. There's our focal. Now, on each side of that focal, let me look here. Does he still look like he needs to be straighter? No, I think he's okay. He's okay. So on each side of our focal, I do want to put just a crimp tube, just that it kind of maybe nestles underneath and around for that. So pop one of those on, one on each side. So that's where we're going to be starting, just those 2 guys there. And then what I'm going to be pulling in down here at the bottom is I want kind of a thin layer before it goes up to the thicker beads. And so what I was thinking is I wanted to do, and I brought in just 2 more cubic zirconia for those greens. So I have 2 little cubic zirconias here, and the oranges are the oranges from the box. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do an orange, green, and an orange, and no spacers or anything in between it. Okay, same on this side. So come down here and do that orange, green, and orange. But I will do another crimp tube on the end of that little series. So I have some over here too, so we'll just, borrow from here. And then I'll start working up one side. So I'm going to grab this, I'll bead bug it. And then we'll work from this one side. So here, I am wanting these These I pulled in from my stash. These are actually my vintage beads. These are with my vintage stuff. I brought in a few things from my vintage stuff and I never used that, but the color was just right. I was looking to match these that came in the box, right? And those to match the lighter colors here. So we're pulling in the lighter and the darker green, and I'm really wanting it to kind of flow to where, you know, the lighter and the darker kind of flow in together. So these are beautiful. They are 8mm glass beads. And so with them, I'm wanting to pull in our orange rondelles. So it's the lighter color of that orange rondelle that was in the box. And I am wanting to double those bead caps. So for this one, I like on these guys here, I think what I'm wanting to do is these gold. So I have some filigree gold bead caps. I have some 5-petal bead caps, but these are more curved than these, and that's where the difference is for me. I have some 4mm gold. These are from Amazon. 4mm in bronze. Those are from Amazon. They'll be linked below. And then our 3mm in gold and our 3mm in bronze that comes from Fire Mountain. And then from my stash, I have these flat 6mm and then these beautiful, I love them so much, little 5mm. So we are doing some stacking today. I'm not messing around and it's going to be awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to start out with 3mm bronze. Okay, so I want that bronze in there. And then it is going to be with this filigree, which is about a 6mm. Okay, and I want that on the green. So I want the primary color, or the biggest piece of the bead cap color, with the green to be gold, and then with the orange to be that antique bronze. That's what I think looks like the coolest to me. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on this other side. We'll bead cap both of those sides. And then in between, I'm just doing one of our orange beads. No spacers, nothing like that, just the orange bead, and then I'm coming right back into this green. So I'm going to come in here with 3mm bronze. Do that little filigree gold, and then, actually no. This is going to be cooler. Watch. Hold on. I got all excited. Okay, so no, actually, we're going to pull this guy in. So now what I'm going to do, because of the rondelle, that's when I brought in these flats. So I'm going to go ahead and do this 3mm gold now. Okay, so that I'm doing it with the 6mm for that bronze color, because it looks, that flat one looks really good on the rondelle. So the rondelle, it just seems to hit it just right. I like it so much. And so that's what I decided to do with that. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to pop this in. I'm going to do here our 3mm. Actually, that might look better maybe with the 4. Let me see. Yeah, I could do the 3 with our smaller ones. Let me do that. Let's do that. I got out both just in case, and that is, I think, what I'm feeling. So we're going to do that 4mm with this one because it's a bigger bronze bead cap. So then we'll use the 3mm with that smaller 5mm bronze bead cap. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. So hold on, I'll show you the difference. So then what happens is, see that difference for what it's utilizing? So when the gold was on there, it was just a little peak, but this way it comes almost to those bumps that's there on the outside. Yeah. That'll be good. That'll be good. So then I'll just come back in here with another orange, and then we'll come back with that green. So we're going to pop this back on. And bronze. That on, and we'll do our green. So cute. I love that. I love that mix, and it kind of flows down through. Yeah, I'm liking that. So we do want a little crimp tube just to kind of end out that series. Just one of them. Just one of them. And then what I'm wanting to do is bring in these brass spacer beads. And you see that little like rib that goes around them? Super cute. These are little 6mm. And what I'm wanting to do with them is that kind of bead cap series. So I'm going to come back in here with, and ooh, let's use this. That'd be good. So let's use the bigger antique bronze here. And then we're going to use our bigger and curved gold. I'm going to pop him right in the middle. This is going to be our little like spacer series. Isn't that cool? Super, love it. Okay, so we'll just pop that back on. Then we will do one of these. So that's going to be our spacer. Love that guy. Now we're going to pull in these. They're perfect for that leaf that's the focal, right? Just absolutely love, love, love them. So let me do a crimp tube because we're going to be using a lot of those for that little spacing. So we're going to pop another one to where it's on top of him. And then I do want to use one of our 3mm bead caps. And for this, I'm wanting the bottom part of that leaf down. So I want that leaf like facing up. And I am going to bead cap both sides. Now, when I bead cap this other side, I was really kind of in between. Like, do I want that bead cap there? Do I want that bead cap there? Because it kind of, you know, it sticks out just a little bit over it, but without it, it just looked like something was missing. I mean, it just really, really did. So we're going to do that. We'll go ahead and do one of those crimp tubes, and then we're going to bring in our darker green. So we're starting down here with this lighter green. So we have that darker green here, right? Lighter green, medium green, darker, lighter, lighter, and then we're going to go into a little bit of dark. And oh, I love these. So, so, so love them. And so with that, we're going to layer again. And so with this layering, I'm going to come in with one of our 4mm bronze and one of our bigger gold. Bead cap that, and we'll just come right back in with it. So we'll have that gold on the other side with that bronze. I did not have him. The bronze there sitting on top, and then we're just going to do another one of these, but I want it facing down on this next one. So we'll do that crimp tube for the spacing, and then we will do our bead cap. This guy's going to be pointing down. So good. Okay, another one of our little crimp tube spacers. Now let's bring this to the side just so we see what's going on. Get a good view of what's going on. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to do one of these on top, so it's going to be that little series that's kind of popping up here. So on this, I'm going to do another one of our 4mm with our bead cap here. This guy sitting right in the middle. And I just love it. And another one of these sitting on top. So look at this so far. Doesn't that just look so cool? I love these colors. I love the richness and the pop that they have. It is just, oh, so good. So I'm going to pull in a little bit of orange. So I'm going to do just a little orange here. So we'll get him on there. Another one of our crimp tubes. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in this. So it's bringing that dark and then coming back to that light that's up there. And I think I'm going to stack a little bit more than I have been stacking on the bead caps for this because it's right there. It's going to be the last part of this. And so for this, I'm wanting to pull in these guys here. And so I think the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to go with the gold followed by that bronze. And I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to then come into gold again. Come on, we'll take a look at it and see what we think. That's just fun. That is just so fun. Play with your bead caps, my friends. Play with your bead caps. It is so, so good. Okay, so we'll put this other side on here. We'll put on one of these guys. Then we'll go ahead and end that with one of our little gold. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to do this crimp tube with the orange. And that's going to be the ending of this strand. The side of the strand, right? So here we are with this. Just really like it. I think it's gorgeous. So now let's take that bead bug off, and I'm going to knock out this other side real quick. We'll have to pull him down a little bit. And then I will bead bug over here so that we don't mess that up. Okay, so he is nice and secure. Okay, so I'm going to make sure here, I'm going to go ahead and pull it all the way up tight just so I know what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm just going to come in with our series. So I might speed it up just a little bit. Hey, save a little bit of time. So okay, so here we are with our focal layer. And I am just absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Just so cute. So for our second layer, okay, let's set this aside for just a moment. Okay, so for the second layer, on this, I'm wanting to kind of offset what's happening here, especially for the lights and darks. So what I'm thinking is I want that darker bead to be down center, okay, to offset some of these lighter colored green that's there. And then like this dark green that's down here at the bottom, I want that orange to pop up here. And then we're just going to have a little bit of a series with it. Okay, so it's not going to be so much going on, and we're going to be incorporating our beautiful African jade. We're going to be incorporating the rest of our English cut orange beads, and then a couple more of our leaves. Okay, so it's going to be the same kind of pattern as far as the bead caps though. Okay, so we're going to have this green though at the bottom, and with this green, let me bring this stuff up here. That way it's not all on the side. Oh, do you hear that sound? That is Squirt calling for me. Okay, let me go see what he needs. I'll be right back. Okay, so he's like, I don't care if you haven't eaten all day. I need like 7 square meals a day. So need to figure it out. So I did. I did. Okay, so we have our green on here so far. Okay, and with that green on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and pop on one of the bigger gold. So one of those bigger gold bead caps. And I'm wanting definitely a statement to be on this. So I'm going to pull in, where is my little, here they are. I'm going to pull these guys in. Okay, because I want that layering to be there. So I'm going to pop one of the bronze on each end. And then I'm just going to follow that up with one of the 3mm gold. Okay, so here we are so far. And I'm just going to pop a little gold there on the end. So one there, one there, and then I'm going to move all these babies up top so that I'm not going across the bead mat. Right there. Okay, so we'll have those. And then I'm incorporating the 3mm of the antique bronze again here. And then I'm also going to be pulling in the same as the gold, but it's that antique bronze and that 5-petal bead cap, that bigger size. Okay. And then some bigger bead caps. It's going to be fun. Okay, so these are popped on there. So on each side, I'm going to do a quick crimp tube. And then now we'll go ahead and work up one side. So let me take this off because we should be good now. Okay, so we'll just pop that on there. And here is our center. So from the center, it's going to be a pretty quick and easy series. Okay, so I want to incorporate these African jade beautiful beads with our orange that came in the box. Okay, and we're not going to even do any spacers with this except for what's on these tips. So I'm going to do here, and this pulls in that darker green, right? So there's the lighter green, more so the lighter green in here, and the darker green in that second strand. So we'll do one of the green, our orange, and then our green. Okay, and on the other strand it was orange, green, orange. This one's green, orange, green, darker, lighter, darker down here with the lighter on this side. Okay, so I'm really wanting that offset. I'm a big fan of offsets, whether it's the shape, the size, the color, whatever. I'm a fan. I like them. So from here, we're going to incorporate the first of these, and we're stacking them. We are stacking them. So I'm pulling in these bead caps for it. So I have some bigger, like 10mm here of the gold, and then these, and these are bendable. So these came flat. I put it on here, and then I just kind of squished it down around the bead how I was wanting it. Okay, so that's what I did for this. So for this, we're gonna go in and I'm gonna do this gold here. I'm then going to bring in one of these bead caps here. Okay, and then that's going to be popped onto this bigger gold. Okay, so we have this kind of looking like here. And then on that, we're going to pop this on. And our bead is just going to nestle right down into that. And I'm going to do that on both sides. So isn't that just beautiful? I love the look of that, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to bring in here for our bronze, followed by that gold, followed by that bigger of the bronze, that 5-petal, and then we're going to top it with that gold. That's just so much fun. And then you come in here and you can push it down a little bit more on the bead, right? That's what's so cool about these filigree ones, is they can take that shape that you need them to take. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. Okay, so stop staring, Amy. All we're going to be doing from here is kind of that same thing. So I'm going to have our spacer, and then I'm just going to do the green, orange, green. And then I'm wanting to incorporate these, same that we did with that other strand. So with this, I'm going to pop in with 3mm bronze. Okay, I'm going to do our 5-petal bead cap, pop this bronze in there, the same thing on the other side. Oh, I needed my spacer. I need my crimp tube. So we're doing that crimp tube essentially on the edges or the ends of everything. So we'll come back in there again. Then we'll do that gold. We'll pop on that spacer bead. And I love the ribbing that's with these. It's so cool looking. And that bead cap fits it, I think, just beautifully. We'll pop on that antique bronze. Then another one of our spacers. So we'll come right back in here. So we're going to do that green, orange, green. We'll do our spacer here. And then at the very end where we're going to be ending this out, I want to end it with one of our leaves. So we're just going to be doing that same bronze bead cap. And I want this leaf pointing down. Then we'll just do a little spacer on top. So that is the 1/2. That is our second strand. Oh, I'm just so happy. Okay, let's knock out that other side, and we'll knock out that other side so that I can show you together, and then we'll put it together. Okay, so let's see how this is going to look together. Okay, so we have this strand. I can take this off for just a moment. Okay, so we have this strand here. This is our upper strand. Okay. And then this one coming in here under it. Actually, let's bring this up just a little bit more. And then this one coming in under it. Right? So you're seeing that offset, right? So the lighter down here with that darker, and then this falling into play with those darker greens here, and that darker green being down here, and then it coming up to that light. I just love it. Love it, love it. Okay. So now let's end this off. Okay, so I'm gonna end each of these off. Let me actually do that. I will go ahead and close these off. I'm just going to be using a clamshell connector. Okay, so we're gonna be using clamshell connector. going to close this off and then we'll come back and finish putting it together. Okay, so knock at the door, Jasper goes nuts, you know, the way that goes. So here we are. So we have second strand, first strand. And how do we want to connect it? So I had gotten out, and I think this is so, so pretty. So pretty. So these will come right up here like so, right? So from here, oops, sorry. Okay, so from here, have this down here like that. It'll be connected about like that. Beautiful. Oh, okay. So how do I want to connect them? Here's what I was originally thinking. So originally I had these rings out. Okay, so these jump rings here. And I was going to do a jump ring on each of them connected to another jump ring. But I'm thinking I want to keep them separated a little more. So if I was to do that and then I connected it here, I mean, it would look cute. These would actually be more so like this, you know, laying upright. Let me try something, one sec. So I have these. And even though it's for 3-strand, I could dangle a little something in between. I think that would be cute. So let's see. That way it keeps them a little more separated. And then I could have a little dangle in there. Ooh, oh, hold on. For the bracelet. That would be cute for the bracelet on the ends there for the double strand because it's going to be a 2-strand. Those would be really cute. Okay. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. So if that's the case, I don't think I'm going to want that big of jump rings, right? So let me check and see this length. Yeah, so I want this right at my collarbone. Okay, so I don't think I want big jump rings with this. I don't think so. So let me get some other ones. I could use ovals. Ovals would work out really well there. Okay, so we'll get out those ovals. And then let's see what we think. So let's come in here. Let's connect them and see what we think, and then we can think about what we would want those dangles to be then. But I think that would work out really nice. I think that would be cuter, and it keeps them separated, and I like that. Especially because the bulk of these, I want them to stay separate, you know. Let's see what we think. I'm always game for putting a dangle in the middle of something. So that in itself makes me like, ooh, yeah, you know, we could do that. But I love how it would match with these. You know, it kind of pulls in all of it together. Let's see. that'll be cute. Popped up there. Oh, I think that'll be really cute. Okay, I'm with it. I'm liking it. So before we go into the dangle and what we want that to look like or what we want that to be, let's talk about our chain and that little bit of a process now. Let me make sure real quick that I got those jump rings on good so that it doesn't twist. And it doesn't. It hangs really nice. It hangs really nice. So that will work. And then I had already, because I had hoped and planned for this to be at my collarbone, and so I went ahead and got some chain cut. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of chain here. We're going to toggle it. Okay, so we can get those connected. The dangle, you wouldn't want it to be too long. Just want it maybe in this little area right between where those connections are. And then we'll connect it with, what do we think, the bigger or the smaller link? Let's do the bigger because we're going to have an oval jump ring, so the oval jump ring will look like it's one of these ovals, or more so like. I think it'll flow well there. Not quite enough. And on the bracelet, with how much is going on here, I wanted the bracelet to be really simple, and the bracelet was an afterthought. The bracelet was like, I really want a bracelet to go with this, even though I have a bracelet that I've already made that will go just fine with it. I mean, including the one I'm wearing. But me and bracelets, I tell you. So the bracelet is primarily stuff from my stash because I'm really out of beads. I barely have enough beads to do anything with. And if you're thinking, no, you should have beads left from what I've seen, yeah, I'm not done with my tutorials. I still have things designed, waiting to do tutorials on. I got all the good stuff. I have good stuff. Okay, so that is super cute. Super cute. So for our dangles, what would we want hanging between there? And I'd want it to stay right up in here, you know, just right up in there. I'm thinking since there's orange up here, whatever that dangle is, I want it to be green, right? Because we have orange at the tops of both of those. So let's toggle this while I think about it. Cute little hammered toggle here. Squirt! Oh my. There we go. One side. And the other. finish that out, shall we? So cute. So cute. Okay. Okay. Dangle, dangle, dangle. Let me get a head pin. Go ahead and get out a couple so I can make dangles for this. So let's see what I have. Okay, so here's what I have pulled out. So I don't have any of the greens left from the box. None of these greens. I don't have any of those greens left. I don't have any more of the cubic zirconia left. I could find, and I'm sure I still have, a couple of these Drucks, but what I was initially thinking when I thought about that dangle is something that's the dark green, so it kind of pulls that dark up through there, right? But that is in the middle of these colors, so I just don't think that. However, these are what we're using in the bracelet, and these match really well, and I could pop on the top of them one of our orange cubic zirconia. So let's maybe peek at that and see what we think. Let's see what we think with that. Okay, so I got a couple of these out, and looks like they're a little different. I like these littler ones though. So it seems like these longer ones are really springy, and so I like those littler ones better because they're just regular, you know, they're not springy like that. Yeah, the ones that look all bent up and misshapen, yeah, those are the good ones. Those are the good ones. All right, so okay, let's put that aside. Let's look at these. Yeah, those are kind of like. Okay. So on this, we do want to mix a couple bead caps. So maybe I'll get out just a couple of these because we'll need dangles on the other one too. So we'll get out a couple more of those, and then I have some of those over there. We'll get out just a couple more. We'll see what we can do with that. So from here, if I was to come in with the gold, okay. If I come in with the gold and then put that bronze bead cap. Oh, wrong way. Bronze and then gold. That way it just kind of peeks through there. And then let's put this on. Okay. Then let's see if we would want both of them on top or just one. Let's try it. Let's try it. And then one of our cubic zirconia. Now, if I didn't cap it, okay, if I didn't cap it, no, it's got to be capped. It has to be capped. So let's try just the bronze and see what it looks like. I think that's the ticket. And then we'll put one of these on the tip top. So where that would hang would be, I'd want it to be really tiny, to hang like right through there. That'd be cute. Let's try it. Let's try it. If we don't like it, we'll cut it off and do something else. does not want to turn. Let's come from the back. Because I definitely don't want to jump ring him. Even though it would be nice for his like fluidity, I still don't want to jump ring him because I don't want that extra spacing. I guess I just didn't open him up enough. There we go. There's a whole lot going on here, so I don't know about you, but I'm having a tough time seeing. We can get it done though. We can do this. There we go. And I like my bent chain nose for this, so that I can just kind of stick them right in there. We'll wrap that around a couple times. Should have swapped hands. Okay. Okay, so let's give a quick peek. Oh, cute. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's cute. All right, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Yeah. All right, we'll knock out that other one real quick. And then we need 1, 2. Put a little crimp on there. We'll make sure we open it enough as well, right? Up. He's kind of wanting to fold in on himself. It's probably from the way I was doing it. User error. Oh boy. There he goes. Ooh, and no little tail. All right, I'll take that. Okay, so necklace. Necklace, necklace, necklace. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm caught on my bead mat frame. So pretty. So pretty. I will take that. I will take that all day. Okay, so we still have bracelet and earrings. Bracelet will be really easy. Earrings aren't difficult, but there's a little bit going on with them, and it's exciting. It's exciting. All right, so hold on. So for the bracelet, I am going to toggle it. We're going to try to incorporate these little guys at the ends. I'm using Soft Flex Fine and Satin Silver. These are cut to about 6 inches. Okay, and I'm pulling in a couple of the little leaf beads. These beauties. So we had 2 more of those. Those come into play. Love them. Some of these little teardrop beads that's just like our dangle. I have some of these darker green beads because again I'm out of the ones that came in the box. I have this little mix for these bicones, and so I plucked out the ones that are kind of like that bronzy copper and then the translucent orangey topaz color. Then I have some of these little bicones that bring out that lighter color, and I liked these for the bracelet purpose because they have a little AB on them. I thought that was cool. And then I have some of these little bicones that are perfect matches for our little orange beads that's here in the necklace. So we're going to have some double bead caps, not too much, not too much. There's not going to be a whole bunch of that, but let's see what we want to do here. So for the first strand, I know I want that bicone right in the middle. Okay, and on each side of that bicone, I am going to put one of our little crimp beads. So let's bring these out. Okay, so I'll do a crimp bead on each side. And then for this one, I want to now pull in these guys. And we are going to be doing a little bead cap action on those. So let's do for this side, we're just going to come in here and I'm going to do this bigger bronze. So it's the 4mm bronze here. And then I'm going to do that gold and then pop that on. Then we'll just come right back in with that gold and that 4mm bronze. And again, I know I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I apologize that I am just all tore up. It's Squirt, and he's not being mean to me. That's just, how he holds on to me. And so I've tried, different kinds of gloves and things like that, but it just doesn't work out well. So I'm working on trying to not get marred up so that I don't look ridiculous. But right now, for the moment, I look kind of ridiculous. Okay. And so, oops, what am I doing? So we'll do that gold over here, and then that bronze. Okay. And that's what we're looking at for that focal. I think it's just beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Okay, so on the other side, I think I'm going to do another one of these, and I'm going to do our little crimp bead spacer with them. These bicones, I can't believe how perfect of a match they are with the box. I was very thankful for that. Okay, so we'll do one of those. And then I think we're going to go into a series from there. So let's go ahead and put the other bicone on, and then I'll bead bug this, and then we'll go down that line. See the color? Just spot on. Spot on. And I'm excited about this too because I don't really get to use my stash very often. I mean, it's very rare, and when I do use my stash, it's only a little bit because, we get amazing stuff in these boxes, right? We have all these goodies to play with. And but it's nice to have to go there just so I can make sure I utilize everything that's in the box. So it's been nice to use my beads a little bit. I think I want to do a little more of that. All right, so I'm going to go into a series here, And I'm wanting that to be to where we're doing that like dark green and light green and then the orange. So almost like color blocking. Okay, color blocking on it. So I'm going to do that dark green, our light green bicone, and then dark. Okay, so it's pulling in all these variety of greens, all this variation. And then in between, I'm just going to have one of our crimp tubes. Okay, I'm going to bring these guys in. And because the green is dark green, light green, dark green, I want the orange to be the light with the dark in the middle and the light on the outside, just to give that variation. And it is going to be as simple as this. And I wanted it to be simple, and I really was going for that color blocking on this just really kind of spoke to me. But at the very end, so we do this color blocking here, right? So we do that, and then this, and then we'll do green here, but then wait till we get to the next strand. So here I'll go back in, we'll do that dark green, that light green AB, and the dark green. And then we'll pop on that little spacer, and then we'll really quick do that same thing on the other side. Yeah, I need to do that. I need my little bead bugs. Oh, my little bead bugs are taken because I have so many designs that's kind of put together for the most part, or part of it. And so, yeah, they're all in use. Okay, so he's nice and plugged up. So then we'll do that dark green, the light, and let's just bring them all over, and the dark. Okay, bring this in, and then we'll do the light on the outside, dark in the middle for the orange, and light. Did I lose my beads? I think I did. I think I did. So we need to finish out that side. Oy. Or maybe I was just talking and didn't do it. But I did want that in there. So we'll do that. Dark again, light, and dark. And then, you know, we'll come to this side and we'll just kind of finish that out and do a light dark. Hold on to it. I was doing these whenever I was like pretty much out of soft flex. And so, I mean, to the edge with this. Okay, so keep that together. And this is the first strand. So on the second strand, what I'm wanting to do for the middle of this one is I would like to have these guys going like this with one of the lighter green in the middle. So for this, I'm not gonna bead cap these, not on this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a spacer and this one going away with a spacer or crimp tube, you know, however you want to put it. And then in the middle, we're going to have this little bicone. Another one of these. And then that leaf bead is going to be going away on that side. With our little crimp. Now on each side of these, what I was wanting to do is pull these in. Okay, so I was thinking like the bigger part going towards this thinner part of this and going out, you know? And so I think for that, I'm gonna bring in, because this is primarily just all gold with maybe there's that little tinge and hint, right? But I'm gonna go gold here since that bigger part's gonna be coming against the smaller part. So I have that gold there, super cute. And then in the middle, I'm just gonna do a crimp with our light topaz here and a crimp. Okay, back to this side, just one of them. Little crimp at the end. Then we'll do one of those lighter topaz colors. Now from here, actually I want to do another one here. I'm going to do the smaller side, like that. Very simple, but just so cute. I just really like it. I like those guys. And so now, going down the sides, I'm gonna do, let's do, spacer bead, so crimp tube, and then I want to do the dark here, and I want to do that with the dark green. That way the blocking is a little bit different, you know, just a little bit different. So we'll put in a little crimp here. And then on the next little series, it's going to be the greens. So we're going to do light green, light colored orange, and light green. Just a little something different. And just so tiny and kind of delicate and, you know, not so out there, not so kind of in your face. I guess that's still kind of dark. It's not the same though, so let me get another one of those. Okay, yeah, so there's one of those. And while I'm at it, I will go ahead and I will grab out maybe a couple more. We'll do a little dangle or two. Get out a couple more greens as well. And just drop that lid. It'll be all right. Okay, so then on this side, I need a little crimp tube. Where are you guys at? I'm gonna need to get a couple out probably anyways. Nope, I got them. I see you. Okay, so we'll pop one of those on. And I was doing so many different complex bracelets that just made me so happy that I was like, you know what, why don't I just, you know, do something really simple, because I just wanted something clean. I was feeling like something just clean and simple for the bracelet, but I definitely wanted to do a bracelet. Okay, and then on that last one, we're going to do those light greens with that light topaz in the middle. And I love bicones butted up against each other. I just love them like that without any spacers. I think they're gorgeous. As much as I love spacers and bead caps and all the things and stuff, when it comes to bicones, so often, especially if they're going to be bicone after bicone. Let's see. And we'll just put a little crimp tube on the end of the other one, right? Super cute. So let's put together just a couple little dangles, okay, because why not? So I might even bring in these guys. And what else do I have here? I have some bead caps. I might want to grab either one of these light ones or one of these. Okay, yeah. And here's my smalls for the greens. So let's see. I do have these as an option, so I can grab a couple of those in case we decide to use those. Those are those little teardrop ones. And here's that other mix. That's where I got the darker greens up there. But I think we've got plenty of greens. We've got these oranges. I think we're good. I just wanted a couple of the lighter greens. Okay, so let's come in here. We need gold. Definitely, definitely. Okay, so let's come in here with one of them. We will pop on a little bead cap with that. Super cute. And what I'm liking though is, well, hold on. See how that bicone just fits in there? Almost like it does with bicone and bicone together. It's cute. I think I do want, let's do a spacer and then I'll do a bead cap on the top of that bicone maybe. Let's see what we think there. That's cute. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm digging that. So there's one. Okay, so we'll bead cap and do another one of these teardrops because I love these little teardrops. So good. Let's do one of that lighter colored topaz. Oh, definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. And I think on that maybe, yeah, we'll go gold. But I want one of these on top. So there's that. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. And we need to pull in those darker colors, I think. And that, I think I grabbed the wrong one of that. I did. Okay, so we'll start here. So let's do bead cap, darker. And then let's try this. Let's go with that dark green and no spacers. And then another one of these on the other side. Yeah. Let's put this on top. Yeah, the combo of those together will be cute. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's pop those together, get those done. And I made time for dangles. Yes. So good. I made the time. So let's come in here. And I cannot wait to get to the earrings. Okay, so we'll give just a couple little twists on these. Do I want a spacer setting on top of that? Do I? Do I have one? Yeah. Oh, of course I want that. I love that kind of champagne colored bicone with that. Beautiful. I'll have to remember that next time. It's gorgeous with that peridot kind of green. We'll do this last one. Come back here. Okay. Let's clip these off. We'll connect them to a little jump ring. I want them like so. So pop that one on, that one in the middle, this one, we'll put an extra jump ring on there, just to make sure we really dangle, like dangle, 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 dangle. That's what we're looking at here. Those are really cute. Okay, so we need to close this off, and I need a couple crimp tubes, don't I? So we'll go ahead and do this strand. Oh. Yeah, I'm right at the end, like right at the end. Okay. And actually, let's do the antique bronze instead, just so that we can pull into these, right? Yeah, I got so excited on that gold, I was just rolling with it. Okay, we have one more that we need for that. Okay, so for this one, let's pop this on. Okay, let's grab a couple of these. Definitely want to keep him up at the tip top, just to give us room on the other side a little bit. Woohoo! Okay, so I'll close him off up here at the tip. Let's close him up with that bronze. Pull that down here. That gives us a little bit of wiggle room now. You know, though, I think I have gold in that too. Pretty sure. Okay, so I'm going to roll him up in my hand just to make sure that it's not stick straight. Okay, I'm going to get a hold of him, and then once I get a hold of him, then I'll pull up on that strand to make sure that we don't have any gaps. We want movement, no gaps. Strand one. Oh, we still don't have movement. Oh, he's pretty tight. Oof, he's pretty tight. Ah, I must not have had him folded very well. Okay, yeah, he's a little stiff. He'll be okay, but he was a little stiff. Okay, so now here we are with this one. I need crimp tubes, but let me first get that in bead bugged. Those. It's so hard to either grab 1 or 20, you know. It happens. Oh. Okay. Pop on clamshell. Oh, this one's even a little bit tougher. figured that would happen. Ooh, he's right at the tip. Okay, we'll do it this way. Close him up. Bring that down, not forget our little crimp that we need on the end of this as a spacer. Okay, and let's see if it's a little bit of an easier time on this side. Probably not, it's pretty close quarters here. Okay. Grab that tip, let him go down in there. Fold this up, and I guess not pull up as much. Whoop. Okay, trim him off. Close that off. Now, let's make sure, how long are we actually? Okay, so 5.5. So by the time we do these other parts, we should be good. Should be good. So if we connect these to the ends here, do I want to do that? Maybe we'll do it this way because I want them to be right on each other. You know, I did have these on the ends. Let's see what we'd be looking at. About 6.5. That's doable. That's doable. Let me get our, oh, we have the toggle. Okay, good. So let's do this. Let's go ahead. Pop this open. I am going to put them together. Okay, and I'll put my dangle on the other side. So I'm going to put these together, pop this guy on. I really like gold and bronze together. I think it's so much fun. Just really is for me. Okay. So pop him on. And his little friend here. And we'll put that on. Yeah, that'll be cute. That'll be cute there at the ends. Make sure they pop down in there. They'll be good. With this one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now let's put on our little tangles. And what I might do, wouldn't it be cute if they were coming off the side of this? No, because I don't want it too close to the toggle. I'll connect it to this other jump ring. But that way they're really flowy. So we have those two jump rings connected with them on it. And I'm going to pop it onto that jump ring. Then we'll connect our toggle. So we'll have another 2 of these. And then the earrings, you guys. Oh, the earrings. The earrings. I'm so excited. You know me, I don't get super excited about earrings. I'm just so boring with earrings. I try not to be, but I just am. But these, are cool, I think. I hope you guys think they are, because I'm really excited about them. I really hope, like, here I am all excited about them, and then I bring them out and you guys are at home are like, No, I don't think so. I think they're pretty cool. Then we'll toggle this. There we go. I'm losing him. Oops, sorry guys. Oh. How awkward can you be putting a toggle on? Well, I think I just took the cake here for everybody. Oh my. Come back here, fella. Okay. So, where are we so far? Let me move this stuff out of the way just a little bit. Let's see how I did with the length, like what this also looks like on. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that'll do. Oh, that's cute. Okay, deal. Deal, 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 deal. I like them the dangles. Okay, so let me get out the goodies for the earrings. Actually, let me clean up some of this stuff real quick. So this earring. I'm so happy about this earring. I don't know what it is about it, but I am just in love. Like, it dangles so beautifully. I love the combo here. I love that this leaf is gold, the antique gold underneath the others. It allowed me to pull in some of my vintage beads, some of my old beads. And so this is what we're looking at. Here's the back. Okay, so not difficult at all. I do have my dangles already made. Okay, I went ahead and made those. And we're going to put this thing together. So that same antique bronze head pin, that Tough Stuff one that I did in this piece down here for our focal, that guy. I'm going to be doing the same thing, but it's going to be connected at the top here. Okay, that way it gives a little something before it connects here. And so for this, I'm wanting to use one of those pretty orange beads that we have. And let me take a peek here. I think I did. Yep, I sure did. Okay, so I put this on, right? I'm going to pop it straight through here. Okay, so it's like this. And the thing is, with this being angled, you want to kind of angle it with it. Okay, that way you're getting that proper, so you don't have a big gap of spacing. And then just pop it up. Okay, so this way it dangles this way, but it's not going to dangle the other way. Okay, and so then I have here a crimp tube. So that crimp tube is just going to kind of be that little placeholder and also gives a little pop. And then the last cubic zirconia here, pop that on. Oh, the sparkle. I'm telling you, I struggle with these so much sometimes, but I still just love the babies. I cannot help myself. There it is. There he is. Let me do a little trim on this. Looks like there's a little nub on there, and maybe that's what's keeping it from wanting to get on there. So now let's try again. Oh no. Oh no. Always spin, don't push. And that's not going to work. Oh, cross your fingers. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this one, and then I'll do the other one as well, I'm just going to use a thinner because I need to get that, right? So I'm going to use a thinner one. And even though these are a little bit springy, they're still longer, so I think it'll be a better deal. And so I'm not going to use the darker one. I'm going to use that lighter one, the one that I wanted to use in the first place. And so I'm going to come in here with that. pop it through. Oh, you know what? Look, I used the gold. The dark one I used at the bottom. Silly Sally. Silly Sally. Okay, all of that. All right, one sec. Okay, friends, we're going to try this again. Here we go. We are going to try this and it's going to work. So, we're going to use the gold on the top. Oh, Amy. Okay, so I'm going to come back through here. And I want to make sure I'm with that bend. Okay, so I'm with that bend. And then I'm going to pop it up. And I'm going to use my pliers because, again, these are kind of springy. Make sure it's bent all the way up. Okay. And then on the back, I'm going to pop on one of our little, now I can bring it back up again, but one of our little crimps. And then I'm going to put on my cubic zirconia. I'm in a fiddle trying to find the hole again. Okay, so we have the cubic zirconia on here, and we're going to put another one of those crimps on top of it. Okay, and we're going to do a little wrapped loop, and when we do this wrapped loop, we are going to wrap it to, and actually we don't have to worry about it. It doesn't have to connect there. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. Keep a hold of him in the angle that I'm wanting him to be at, right? We'll do a little wrap loop. This one's a little stronger than the last one, so I'm definitely going to want pliers to wrap that. Just a couple wraps. Okay, and that's definitely a tough stuff one. That's one I grabbed, one of the gold filled ones, one of those like 18 karat gold filled. You hear that? Yeah, it's got a little something something in there. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so this guy is connected here. Okay, that's what we're looking at for him. So now let's come down and do this bottom one. So on this bottom one, I'm wanting one of our little gold bead caps down here. This is one of my vintage beads here, an old school, old glass bead. This came in that same mix that I showed you earlier that I now have in silver. So I'm just going to pop that on, and then I'm going to push it down on there. Okay, to where it just cups right on there. Isn't it so cute? I love it. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to put bead cap going down on top of it, and then I'm going to do another bead cap, little bitty 3mm gold. Now between this and my crystal that we have here, I'm going to do one of our spacers. So I'm going to do a little spacer bead there, and then I'm going to come right back in with that gold bead cap, and I'm going to put on that crystal. On the top of the crystal, I'm going to do another one of these. And then, did I bead cap or spacer? Bead cap. Bead cap, and then a crimp. Okay. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, come all the way down. I'm going to do a simple loop because this is a tough stuff head pin. Trim him off. And we'll roll him up. Make sure we have a good kick back there. There we go. Make make sure he's closed all the way. If he's not, I'm going to give him a little squeeze just to make sure he's closed. Okay, he's closed all the way now. So I'm wanting to connect these two together to connect to the base of this. Okay, and then these guys are all connected together as well. That's going to go to the base of this. So that's the way I want that to work. So let me move this out of the way, and I'll show you here with this one. So with this one, I have him connected here at the top one, so he has that good dangle. So that's where we're going to do the same thing, and then he's connected up there at the top, because that way we have nice fluid movement. I want this to hang down over but not completely cover that orange one, you know. And so let's come on here, and our bottom is what's going to connect to our dangle. So our dangle's going to pop on here. And then that top one that has the small dangle on it, that one's going to be connected up there. So this one up here is going to be the one that is connected to our leaf. So let's get that connected. And actually, I'll wait because I want it to be on the back. So now for this one, I'll come in here. I'm going to have an extra one connected, I'm pretty sure, right? So with these other dangles, nope, it's just the one. It's just the one that's connected there. Yeah, I've had this done for like a week. Oh, just desperate to try to find time to record. Just desperate. Okay, so I'm going to grab that bigger one that's holding our little cha-cha dangles. We'll open him up. Bring this to the back. Hook that onto our loop. Make sure we're closed really well. Okay. So now we have this, and for holding purposes, I'm going to go ahead and pop this on. And let me see. This, I'm wanting to go that way. So let me grab this. Let's make him go that way. And straight. Pop this on. Then we have it going this way. Right? So then now we just need to grab this. And the one that's connected to the smallest, that's the one that's going to connect to the back of the leaf. Hold on. There they are. Make sure you're good and closed. And after a little fumbling and fiddling a little bit, we got her done. And I just love these earrings. I just absolutely adore them. I think they're so cute. I love the pop of gold. I love that gold that goes down on there. I just think they're adorable. My friends, thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate you being here. I love working with this box. And until we meet back here, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye. He was cleaning the kitty's tail. Be good boy. Good boy. Boy. Hi.
Those are good babies. Are you going to clean his tail? That's a good boy. Oh, he's cleaning your tail. How precious. It's okay, Achilles. It's okay, Achilles. It's okay. His claws aren't out, so that's good. What good babies. Hear that noise? How cute is this? Squirt, you're such a good boy. He's showing you. He's showing you how you clean your tail.